is NJ, your host on this channel. Continuing our discussion on understanding the planetary placements in different zodiac signs. In this video, we will have our discussion on the planet of expansion, of optimism, which is the planet Jupiter. So guys, you must have understood the whole gist of this discussion. Over here, we are not having our discussion the way it has been explained in the classical text, basis the innate nature of a planet and its comfort in any specific zodiac sign, like the way at the time when we had our discussion on the planet Venus. So we all know that if Venus represents luxury, Venus which represents relationship, so Venus will definitely function very well when it is going to be placed in the Taurus, in the Libra or in the Pisces. But guys, you have to understand that whatsoever planetary placement you have got in this lifetime, there is a specific reason attached to it. And astrology cannot be only restricted to the predictive part. Astrology can be best utilized in order to manage your life as per the demand, as per the strength of your planets. So that is what we are trying to do in this playlist, that whatsoever your planetary alignment is, basis that how you can make the best use of that planetary placement of yours. So guys, definitely if Venus which act as your relationship manager, if Mercury act as your business manager, so same way this discussion is going to be on a planet which act as our faith manager. So again guys, over here, whatsoever faith you follow, whatsoever is your degree and intensity of your religious austerity is, or how much you crave for knowledge, for wisdom, or how much you are strongly rooted in doing the right deeds, or being an advocate of right actions and all. So all what we will try to understand in this video is that basis if Jupiter actually act as your faith manager, so in which capacity Jupiter's placement in the zodiac sign demands you to conduct or exert yourself while fulfilling your religious duties and responsibilities. So guys, starting first with, let's say for example, if you will find Jupiter's placement in the Aries zodiac sign. So guys, now as you know that when it comes down to Aries, Aries is the Kal Purush Kundli's first zodiac sign, so which in itself tells about that when it comes down to your faith, when it comes down to the extent to which you can go in terms of following the instructions of your guru, or when it comes down to doing something where you are actually acting as a defense, as a shield in order to protect your faith, protect your morals and your values. So this is a very empowered position of Jupiter being placed in the Aries. Definitely guys, the strength and faith in the higher powers hold this potential to keep on marking some new auspicious beginning in your life. Second thing is that being in the pursuit of religion, or being in the pursuit of that eternal truth, that will definitely give you the kind of necessary and relevant motivation which you will need at the testing times of your life. And guys, like the way you know this thing, that basis the element of the zodiac sign, the remedies are also advised. So just because Aries is a fire sign, so that also tells about that specifically doing the fire rituals, like if you follow the Vedic way of living, and if you are a devout Hindu, so regularly indulging in any of the havan, any of the fire ritual can be seen as one of the very good way of kind of propitiating the energy of your natal Jupiter. And like the way guys, you know this thing that because the way you are in a very esoteric, in a very spiritual way, you are connected with your guru, whether in a physical form or whether in a non-physical form as well. So that also tells about that because your Jupiter is placed in the Aries, so that also tells about faith will definitely expect lot of discipline from you. And there might be those times when you will be put forth in a situation that you also have to act as a spokesperson, or you have to also act as a defense for other people's faith, or while other people are going through some sort of turbulent times as well. Let's say for example, if you have any of your neighbor, he has been irrespective of being a very devout, very religious person. This could be his own actions, or this could be the karma which he has to deal with, and he is now at a losing end of his faith. So just because somehow you are connected with this person, so not only you are responsible for being devout in your own path, but also you have to kind of act as a shield for other people as well, to make them stay firm in their dharma as well. So yes guys, this is how you can associate the energies of Jupiter being placed in the Aries zodiac sign. But one thing is for sure, that for any of the good beginnings or auspicious events in your life, or good omens happening in your life, the blessing of your guru or the blessing of your Isht Devta will definitely play a very pivotal role. Moving ahead guys, now let's say for example, if your Jupiter is placed in the Taurus sign, so your faith manager is placed in the earth sign. Now guys, as you know that when it comes down to the planet Jupiter, so being placed in a earth sign is always a vulnerable zone for it, because when it comes down to the divine teachings and blessings, this is a matter of kind of feeling it. Now this could be whether you are already in that elevated spiritual state, that you have that psychic sensory awareness, or this could be the case that in any form being emotionally connected to the teachings of your guru, or this could be that being fulfilling all of your duties and responsibilities with complete compassion, forgiveness, being charitable. That is how you are connected with your faith. But definitely guys, that is the domain of the water sign. But definitely when we talk about the earth sign, over there is a kind of a vulnerability that whatsoever you have to do, you might have to go through a lot of the hardship before finding that true nectar of the knowledge, or even before finding that true authentic guru in your life. You might have to go through some initial phase of hardship. Second thing is that guys, if you remember, it's like this has been a story of many cases, like whether you talk about when Chandragupta Maurya, he got Chanakya as his guru, who took his test, like why to go very far. If you remember that movie The Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi, so even before kind of accepting that kid as his student, as his disciple, he made him go through some hardship in order to test his conviction. So that is generally the kind of theme which has been attached in all those cases where you will find Jupiter to be placed in the earth signs, or specifically the Taurus sign. So now guys, narrowing it down, tapering it down specific to your zodiac sign. So like the way we say this thing, that if you actually want to honor or propitiate your Jupiter, and if it is placed in the earth sign, so anything to do with the gems, gemstone, or doing some charity, specifically if you get to know that if any of the religious institution is getting erected anywhere, so over there doing some donations as per your capacity, or any of the financial help, or this could be even the voluntary services or seva, can be seen as very good in order to propitiate your Jupiter. Second thing is that guys, whatsoever teachings you are getting, this could be from your guru, this could be from your Isht Devta, or this could be whatsoever are the fundamental and core values of your faith, you have to actually imbibe it very deeply as a part of your core values in the life. And yes guys, like the way I mentioned this thing many times, what I have seen generally in the research is that people who have got Jupiter placed in the Taurus sign, somehow in their life there is a kind of they generally come from the Guru Shishya Parampara, or there is some sort of blessing of some guru in their life, or in many cases it has been also seen that some of the elderly member of the family is a very devout kind of disciple of a specific god, and this is the kind of that parampara which is going on in the whole family tree, is generally attached with and in all those cases where you will find Jupiter to be placed in the Taurus sign. Moving ahead guys, now let's say for example if we will find Jupiter to be placed in the Gemini sign. So definitely guys, this is a very good placement. Now what does this placement of your faith manager ask you to behave? So guys, to begin with, whenever we talk about the air signs, so like the way fire ritual becomes very evident in the fire signs, anything to do with the gems, with the anything to do with the donations and all become very important for the earth signs. Same way guys, when we talk about the air signs over there, reading the holy scriptures, japa, mantra and mantra recitation becomes very important. So guys, this is a kind of a typical placement where generally it has been seen that people who do lot of the promotion or they become a strong advocate of their religion, of their religious teachings, has been generally seen with this kind of typical placement of Jupiter in the Gemini sign. Second thing is that guys, definitely this is a kind of a placement which also tells about that your financial state or your faith will definitely grow with the passage of time. So like this could be the case that not very often you will find people to be strongly, deeply rooted in their religious discipline right from a very young age, but with the passage of time, with the vicissitudes of the life, their faith kind of empowers. Their faith keeps on growing very strengthened with the passage of time. This is also one of the theme of this placement. Like the way guys, I already mentioned this thing, with this kind of placement it's very easy to experience that higher state of consciousness through seeking refuge in the chanting, in the mantra, in the japa. And also guys, like the way I mentioned this thing, this is a kind of a typical placement where only if you will become a strong advocate of promoting your religious teaching or the teachings of your guru and becoming a spokesperson of that, generally benefit these people a lot who have got their Jupiter placed in the Gemini sign. But again guys, the only reason why Jupiter does not like the planet Mercury and Venus, not only they are very rajasic planet, but also the degree and sense of sincerity might lack as compared to the fire signs or the water signs, because water signs are ready to surrender and devote themselves for anything to do with the religion, anything to do with embracing and finding that ultimate eternal truth. And fire signs people are generally, they are like very driven, they're very disciplined. But when it comes down to the earth and the air signs over there, there's a lot of flexibility which generally does not get along well with the qualities of the planet Jupiter. So yes guys, this is all what I have to say for people who have got their Jupiter placed in the Gemini. Now guys, let's say for example if your Jupiter is placed in the Cancer sign, so definitely guys, this is a very good state, because the good part with this placement is that your emotions, your feeling will definitely reverberate the qualities of the planet Jupiter. Definitely whatsoever your faith is, your conviction is, you will very deeply and very intimately feel it. You will completely absorb it, and that will reflect in all sort of your emotions. So generally what has been seen in the case of people who have got Jupiter placed in the Cancer sign, so generally it is advised that in whichsoever extreme of the emotions you are going on in the life, this could be the emotion of happiness or anger, or you know kind of mourning on someone's loss. So generally their faith generally act as a very strong refuge in their case, and definitely making religion and your faith and the teachings of your guru, of your religion as a part of all of the experiences of your life is very much advisable. And like the way guys, I already mentioned this thing, anything to do with the charities, anything to do with the you know, even giving your expressing your devotion in the form of some form of art also proves to be very fruitful for utilizing this placement of Jupiter in the Cancer sign. But guys, ultimately the good part over here is that this is a kind of a placement which has got very strong capacity to give you the sort of comfort and the sort of kind of contentment and peace which you are craving in the life. So let's say for example, the best way to test someone's faith, specifically in whose case you will find Jupiter to be placed in the Cancer sign, is that how peaceful this person is. Let's say for example, if someone with Jupiter being placed in the Cancer and that person is still all the time agitated, complaining, whining, not in peace in any area, any aspect of his life, then this is a very strong sign, indication that Jupiterian energy is not functioning in a best of its way in the life of this person. Moving ahead guys, now let's say for example, if you have got your Jupiter to be placed in the Leo sign. So guys, this is in a way a very good indication that because of the faith of yours, or this could be the blessings, you have got this capacity to create something very unique in this world. Again guys, people have got this wrong notion that whenever it comes down to fifth house or the Leo energy, people only attach it with the progeny. But again, nature wants you to create. Now this, if this is not happening in the form of a physical body and form, this could take place in the form of some magnum opus artwork, some sort of business, some sort of unique gifts and talents. So but the good part over here is that only if you are a devout person. Again guys, I keep on saying this thing, if you want to get the results from the planet Saturn, you can get those results through your hard work, through being serviceful. Same way with Mars, it's your determination, it's your inner drive. But when it comes down to the planet Jupiter, extracting any gift from the planet Jupiter, it's the law of attraction, it's your faith, it's your degree and sense of optimism, and your devotion and your surrender to the higher powers in the form of your Isht Devta, your gods, your guru, actually plays a very pivotal role. So guys, the very first thing, like the way I mentioned this thing, just because it is again a fire sign, so doing the Havan fire ritual becomes very important for these people. Anything to do with the Deva Darshan becomes very important for them. And like the way I already mentioned this thing, if you have created something which is very exceptional, which is very unique, that is a straight away gift of your Jupiter being placed in the Leo sign. And also guys, because here we are talking about your faith, so how your faith manager is going to be acting out. So guys, when it comes down to the original fame, that has everything to do with the Leo energy, or it has to do with the sun. So all those people who have got Jupiter placed in the Leo never ever do something which could defame your faith. So like the way a lot many times what happens is that people who even act as a con man, or who indulge into some sort of activities, or just via using the name of their religion, name of their faith, if let's say for example you are utilizing your talent, your exceptional talents, and surrendering it to the higher powers, to the feet of your guru, to the feet of your Isht Devta, your success, your fame will be extraordinary. But let's say for example you are kind of using the name of your religion just in order to fulfill your nefarious intention, or to fulfill any of your ulterior motive, then this placement can actually bring a lot of major crisis and problem in your life. Moving ahead guys, now let's say for example, if you will find your Jupiter to be placed in the Virgo zodiac sign. So again guys, this is a kind of a typical placement where like I have seen lot many people like who generally like this could be that you are associated with ISKCON, or you are associated with any of the religious organization. And because again guys, like all these big organizations which we hear about, everyone is contributing their skills, their efforts, their time, their energy in different capacity. But with your Jupiter being in the Virgo, it might ask you to do something where you are helping and healing people, and that too connected with any sort of religious institution, or just because you are doing all these charities, just because as a part of your token of respect to all the gifts, all the blessings, all the bountiful things which you have received from your gods, from your Isht Devta. So again guys, there are like so many religion where you will find that they have give more emphasis on the service, in the unconditional service and voluntary work. So your faith manager being Jupiter being placed in the in another earth sign, Virgo will definitely demand this out of you, this sort of behavior out of you. And again guys, a lot many times there it has been seen that helping someone, doing charity is always a very rewarding gesture from the universe. But with your this sort of placement, even if you want to do some charity and donation, rather than staying anonymous, rather than putting your name in front, it will be much better to do it in the name of the religion. That will definitely benefit you in the long term. And second thing is that guys, because your Jupiter is placed in the Virgo, it is a earth sign. So generally whatever has to do with the earth energy, gemstone, and any of the charities and donation which are done in order to build up any of the religious institution and all, generally is the best way, the way this Jupiter energy is asking you to behave. Because guys, understand this thing, we all know the basic astrology concept as well, that if your Jupiter is placed in the earth sign, it is not a very favorable placement for it. So that in itself is asking or demanding some sort of reconciliation out of you in this lifetime. So again, it hardly matters in which capacity you can do it, but doing something to do with charity, servicing people, and also contributing anywhere or in any capacity in order for any of the building up of the religious institution is generally recommended for all those people who have got Jupiter placed in the Virgo. And again guys, a lot many times what happen is that even if they will find any guru in their life, a strong sense of discipline and conviction will be expected out of them, or initially they will be tested a lot in their life before landing at the feet of the right person who will actually elevate them in the right direction. Now guys, for all those people who have got Jupiter placed in the Libra sign, so again guys, anything to do with the air signs has got everything to do with the chanting, with the mantra recitation, with reading the holy scriptures. Or this could be a case that because the more we are going deeper in the and higher in the air energy, so your circle of influence starts expanding over there. By the time we will reach the Aquarius, it would have expanded a lot. So being in the Jupiter in the Libra, generally expect out of you is that you should be socializing with not only like-minded people, but also with people who can actually inspire you, and where like you should not be hanging out in a crowd where people have got very compromised values, compromised virtues. And again guys, becoming an advocate of your religion, of your faith, of your teachings amongst your circle of influence can also be seen as a very rewarding gesture from your Jupiter's placement in the Libra sign. And also guys, this is kind of a typical placement where generally it has been seen that the blessings generally come in the form of your experiences within the relationship, within the matrimonial life as well. So it hardly matters whatsoever you are experiencing right now within your matrimonial life. Trust me, this is the state way of knowing how the Jupiterian energy is functioning in your life. If you are a part of a very blessed matrimonial life, then you can fairly understand that your Jupiter in the Libra is working out favorably. But whatsoever bitter experiences you are going through right now, that might demand that your religious gesture or your devotion, your prayer, the intensity of that needs to be increased. And yes guys, that is all what I have to say. But one thing is for sure, that what your faith manager demands out of you is that you have to be actively involved and be in a part of a group, in a part of the circle where people have got strong degree and sense of ethics, morals, and who are only elevating you towards the right path, the path of the truth. Moving ahead guys, now let's say for example if you have your Jupiter placed in the Scorpio sign. So guys, as you know this thing that when we talk about the water signs, the emotions, the feelings get intense over there, like attributes of the holy, like the way because in India on specific occasions taking a holy dip in the auspicious rivers like Ganga becomes very important. So generally we say this thing that all those people who have got their Jupiter being placed in the water signs, so anything to do with the Aushadhi Stan or the taking holy dip in the holy rivers becomes very important. Charities becomes very important. Being compassionate, being forgiving becomes very important. And also guys, this is also a kind of a very blessed placement for someone to have got some sort of siddhi. So generally, because here we are talking about how your faith manager is going to be acting out in your life. So this is a kind of a placement where with this placement, if you have any specific interest in any of the occult subject, then you might have got some mastery over some specific field. Like within the field of numerology, you might be very expert in one specific predictive part. Within the field of Vastu science, you might have got very strong expertise in some specific form of occult. So that is how you can see or attach one of the attributes of this placement. Also guys, because if your Jupiter is placed in the Scorpio, so all these attributes are definitely gonna be working out in your case. So first of all, whatsoever you do as a part of your gesture towards your Ish Devta, towards your Guru, keep it secretive. Like you do not have to beat the drums of it that you did some you organized some very big event, or you gave some very hefty amount as a donation. So whatsoever you are doing as a part of your gesture towards your faith, towards your Ish Devta, towards your Guru, has to be always kept secretive. After that guys, definitely this is a kind of a placement with Jupiter being placed in the Scorpio, where you will definitely find people who will be very deeply interested and invested in their faith, which might transform their life. So in lot many cases, like guys, this is a kind of a very sensitive placement, where generally what I have seen is that people who are very deeply devoted to any form of like philosophy or to the teachings of their Guru and all, and when the extreme times come in their life, the testing times come, either they get completely out of it or they get very deeply into it. But yes, definitely whatsoever happens in their life in the form of crisis, in the form of chaos, that definitely transform their intensity, either make them more strongly deeper into it or completely out of it. Now guys, let's say for example, if you have got your Jupiter placed in the Sagittarius, so guys, definitely this is a kind of a placement with which being religious, being devout, being regular with your prayers, and whatsoever has been prescribed in your religion or in your faith is not out there to be questioned. That is for sure, because like the way I mentioned this thing, Saturn is the significator of spirituality. Jupiter being placed in some other alignment, in some other placements, could actually give you this sort of flexibility. Like in the earth signs, you can also fulfill your duties and can show your love and gesture towards the higher powers even through service as well. But when you have Jupiter placed in the Sagittarius, you know, it's like following the higher road and demonstrating those qualities of virtues, compassion, forgiveness becomes very, very important. The good part over here is that guys, these are among those people who will never be misled or misguided in their life, specifically in the name of the faith. So you have got this strong capacity to only attract all those mentors, all those guides in your life who will always have good intent for you and who will put you in the right direction. And definitely guys, all of your sacrifices in the name of the religion, in the name of the faith, will inspire lot many other people as well who would want to follow your footprint as well. And also guys, because here we are also talking about the fire signs, so that also tells about that specifically doing the havan, doing the fire ritual generally prove to be very fruitful for someone who has got Jupiter placed in the Sagittarius sign. Now guys, for all those people who have got the Jupiter placed in the Capricorn sign, so guys, one thing is for sure that definitely guys, when it comes down to the earth sign, Jupiter somehow, the divine wisdom somehow has to surrender in front of the pressure of the duties and responsibilities. Second thing is that guys, because as you know that why we say this thing, that the Saturnians are the late bloomers. Like if Jupiter had it been placed in any other sign, even if you will go by the age of the maturity of the planets, like Jupiter is one such planet which matures at its earliest. Now just because now it is in the clutches of the planet Saturn, a Saturnian sign, so all of that luck to flow freely through you, you still have to wait till the second half of the life. And generally guys, what has been seen that your faith generally get tested in the form of the pressure of your duties, responsibilities. There might be all those cases that even in order for you to land at the right guru, right teaching which is meant for your soul, initially you might have to go through some sort of betrayal, some sort of hardship, or even your faith might get tested in the form of people casting doubts and aspersion on your public image, or doing something or getting indulged into those jobs where you are underpaid, or where you are not being rewarded, acknowledged for your sacrifices, for your work. And guys, a lot many times what happen is that because your Jupiter is placed in the Capricorn, so you might not even attract those guru and those teachers who are gonna be guiding you with a smile on their face, or easily giving you the access to the deeper, higher wisdom. You might get tested. They might be very strict, they might be very disciplined as well, and expect a lot out of you. And again guys, the point over here is that your Jupiter being placed in the Capricorn does not mean that you're gonna get cheated in the name of religion, in the name of faith, or you're gonna get betrayed. That only could happen if Rahu in any way is influencing your this Jupiter being placed in the Capricorn. But otherwise guys, you still have the capacity and potential. The only thing is that, because guys, when we talk about planets like Jupiter, Venus, Mercury and Moon, which are naturally benefic, they do not make native go through hardship whatsoever they want to give, and things can be achieved and attained through them with ease and grace. But whenever the malefic planets and their say starts coming in, so even those things which could have been otherwise attained easily, you still have to suffer, you still have to struggle, you have to be patient, and you have to prove yourself. So yes guys, the only way via which you can make peace with this placement of yours, whatsoever you are doing as a part of your duty in the society, whatsoever you are doing, do it with the best of your virtues, with the best of your ethics. And generally guys, although see, my case is different, whatsoever I am doing, you will definitely find, whether in the name of the tattoos on my body, or the embellishment of the gods and all, my channel name and everything. But generally we say this thing that do your job with complete ethics, virtues and morals. And second thing is that whatever you are doing as a part of your profession or your livelihood, showcasing the name of the gods or your religion generally proves to be very reconciliation sort of energy for these people with the Jupiter in the Capricorn. Like for example, naming your company, registering your company's logo, or any way, like any of the face of the god, name of the god of your, basis your religion, basis your faith. So wrapping it up with your livelihood can be seen as one of the good way of making peace with this placement. And also guys, because our Jupiter is placed in the Capricorn, so we also say this thing that donations, and specifically any of those donations which are made specifically when you find that any of the religious institutions are getting built, so can be seen as one of the best way of making best use of this placement of Jupiter in your case. Now guys, for all those people who have got a Jupiter placed in the Aquarius sign, so guys, one thing is for sure that it's the highest of the air sign. So that means when you have to make peace with the air energy, specifically while dealing with a planet which is very religious, which is very disciplined, and which has got very strong ethics, virtues and morals. So doing the japa, chanting, mantra recitation, reading the holy scriptures, promoting it within your circle of influence can be seen as one of the very best remedy. Second thing is that guys, with this kind of placement, associating with any of these institutions generally act very rewarding, because this is the sort of placement which you have got. So like, let's say for example, with any of the institution, this could be Isha Foundation, this could be Art of Living. So with any of the institution, and becoming a part of that group and the part of that collective generally proves to be very rewarding, rather than being a solo isolated practitioner. That is one thing for sure. Second thing is that, guys, definitely with this kind of placement, we generally say this thing that you should keep on adapting and molding yourself as per the changing times, because in lot many times we have seen people to be following their dharma and their religious duties in a very orthodox way, in a very extremely traditional way. And guys, as you know this thing, that when we talk about Aquarius energy, it's a highly mysterious sign. So not only it is being ruled by the planet Saturn, but it has got deeper sense of science, technology, innovation attached to it as well. So this is a kind of a placement which will not expect you to be very orthodox, very bigot in your doctrines, in your faith. That is for sure. And definitely, guys, being a part of the group activities, a lot of the emphasis given to the chanting, reading of the holy scriptures generally proves to be very rewarding for someone who has got their Jupiter placed in the Aquarius sign. Now, guys, let's say for example, if your Jupiter is placed in the Pisces energy. So definitely, guys, when we talk about the Pisces, it has got everything to do with the sacrifice. It has got everything to do with having that psychic awareness of that subtle vibrations all around you. So again, guys, with this kind of alignment, I would say that nature and omens are all the time guiding you. This has got a very deeper meaning attached to it with this placement of Jupiter in your natal chart. So that in itself means that you do not have to be it's like you have got this capacity that you can breathe, you can sense, you can feel the blessing or the divine shield around you all the time. It's not like that only when you are sitting in the morning for half an hour, or in the evening when you are meditating, when you are doing prayers, when you are sitting in that altar, when you are in the temple, then only you can experience the divinity. Jupiter being in the Pisces means that the nature and the higher cosmos are all the time protecting you and looking after you. So generally, guys, with this kind of placement, generally I do not say this much of the discipline, 24/7 discipline in any other sign, but for those people who have got Jupiter in the Pisces, whatsoever your religion is, follow the decorum, do's and don'ts as it has been explained over there very strictly, because you have got some very good placement. It's one of the best placement of Jupiter to be placed in the Pisces sign. And again, guys, whenever you have your Jupiter placed in the water sign, so generally we say this thing that taking the holy dip in the holy rivers, which is generally followed in the Hinduism, so it generally proves to be very therapeutic. It's very rewarding for someone who has got Jupiter placed in the Pisces. So Aushadhi Snan and the use of the herbs in your bath as well. And along with that, guys, anything to do with the charities, with the donations prove to be very rewarding, very therapeutic. And if you have got your Jupiter placed in the Pisces, so have that strong connection with the nature. That in itself becomes very important. And again, guys, with this kind of placement, generally it has been seen that whatsoever give and take happens in the life of the native, it is very much deeply divine planned. So no one will take anything from you which you do not owe to that person or to the universe. Only those things will be taken away from you. And generally that is the only reason doing very routine charities and donations becomes very important for people who have got Jupiter placed in the Pisces. And generally, guys, this is a kind of a placement where the communication will be made with you from the higher powers, from your Ish Devta, when you will be least expecting it. So this could be in a form of a dream, this could be in a form of suddenly hearing some whisper and all, having those epiphanies and awareness and awakenings, psychic awareness. So this can be seen as a very good placement. And generally, guys, what we generally advise for people who have got Jupiter placed in the water signs, so taking a holy dip, charities, donation is generally considered as very therapeutic for all those people who have got Jupiter placed in the Pisces. So yes, guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.